Hello, everyone. It is already Wednesday, and we will be over that mountain before you know it. Now, typically today, I would take you to a location and we would talk about some historic thing, something to do with history, but today it is really ugly out. It's raining, freezing rain here in central Pennsylvania. It's just not a day that we're going to be able to go on a walk. It's just not a day that we're really going to be able to experience any bit of history. So, tell you what I'm going to do. Instead, I'm going to tell you a story. Yesterday, if you watched the video, and if not, I'll give you a refresher here. We talked a little bit about the community that I come from, Lewistown, Pennsylvania. It's in Mifflin County. And it's largely a small community, unassuming. Most people don't even know about the details of the story that I'm going to tell you. The people that live there, they have no idea. They don't know. I didn't know until a few weeks ago when a friend told me about this. And so I researched it, and it was true, what my friend said. It's a shocking but true story. First of all, before we get to the story, thank you so much for giving me the time of day, for joining me, for watching me today, whether you're on your couch, whether you're on your computer, your tablet, your phone, your game system, however you're watching me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Even a few views on the video make me feel very humble, very humble. The fact that somebody is watching this and getting some value out of it, that makes me feel very good. So thank you very much. Okay, so it's 1928. It was a quiet, unassuming year in the Kishkaquillis Valley, the valley where nearby from where I come from. Two friends decided it was time to leave the rolling hills of central Pennsylvania to seek fortune and fame out west. The younger of the two was a man named John. Brilliant, driven. He was the son of a prominent local judge and had just graduated from the prestigious Jefferson Medical College in Philadelphia. So he was becoming a doctor. He had a lucrative, safe life laid out right in front of him in the community where he was born. His companion, his friend, was a man named William. Now, a few years older, the son of the county sheriff. William wasn't a doctor. He was simply a loyal friend, a shadow. Where John went, William went. They settled in Tennessee as friends, built a life. 7 years later, in late 1835, a piece of news drifted across the frontier. There was a newspaper article carrying a desperate, urgent plea from a man named Sam Houston. A call for volunteers in the name of liberty. Now, John didn't hesitate. He took every dollar that he had, $2,000, which was a lot of money back then, and started gathering up provisions, horses, ammunition, rifles, everything he would need to make a big trip. He outfitted himself. He outfitted his best friend, William, his shadow, his companion, and they headed west. By January of 1836, they swore an oath to a new army. They fell in with a company of soldiers, sharpshooters, led by a man with the last name of Harrison, Captain Harrison. You might know another man who happened to be in that company of soldiers, a backwoodsman, a tracker, and a patriot. His name was Davy Crockett. Together, they rode into a town in Texas named San Antonio de Bejar. They garrisoned inside an old, crumbling Spanish mission, and on February 23rd, the skies and the ground in front of their garrison started to blacken with a mass of a different army, a massive army. For 13 days, the earth shook, the cannons roared. John, the brilliant young surgeon, tended to the wounds of the broken and bleeding, although he was a heck of a sharpshooter himself, known to be a crack shot. So most likely he got in some volleys himself. And William, as always, stood right by his side. On the morning of March 6th, unfortunately, the walls finally gave way for this old Spanish mission. The defenders fought to the last man, passing from the physical world into the realm of legends. You know about Jim Bowie. You know about William B. Travis. You know about Davy Crockett. But when you walk through St. Mark's Episcopal Cemetery in the modern era, today, just off the square, you'll find a heavy stone shaft in Lewistown. Erected by a grieving sister, the inscription reads, "My brother, M.D., March 14th, 1806, killed in the Battle of the Alamo." Because those two brave souls stood side by side, shoulder to shoulder with legends, weren't native Texans. They weren't wild frontiersmen. They were Dr. John Purdy Reynolds and William McDowell, just two local boys from right in Lewistown. Now, they weren't the only men from Mifflin County, remarkably enough, to die in the Alamo. There were 3 men that died in the Alamo on that day. And we'll tell his story some other time. But for now, as Paul Harvey would say, you know the rest of the story. All right, that's going to do it for today. It's going to be a short one. I just wanted to tell the story of 2 local boys from the community that I live in and grew up in, who died as not native Texans, as not frontiersmen, but died in the Battle of the Alamo. How many communities anywhere outside of Texas or Tennessee or, some other southern community can say that they lost 3 men in the Alamo? I just find that remarkable. And in the future, we'll go to the monuments that celebrate these men. There's actually a celebration from our local historical society, from what I understand, that celebrates those men every May. I don't know that we'll be able to attend that celebration, But we'll talk about it, and I'll do some more research on this entire subject. But history shows us that this was fact. These men, originally from Lewistown, fought and died at the Alamo alongside Davy Crockett and all of those other legends that we know of from the Alamo. Men from a small town in the middle of Pennsylvania that was a frontier town at the time for the most part. I just find it remarkable. Okay, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Wednesday. I hope your week is going great. We're getting there. We're almost there. We'll see what tomorrow brings. All right. Thank you for joining me. Dreams, grass, and churros. We'll see you tomorrow.